As we all know, this week's Parsha begins with the command to bring the first fruits to the temple, the Mikdash, the tabernacle, the Mishkan, depending which period of history you're talking about. Uh, and what's interesting is then we have a recitation that everybody has to say, which is basically a history lesson of Jewish history. You know, we go through everything that we've been through up until now. We have to say it. The Torah is coming to teach us an important lesson that we have to remember. Not only do we have to remember our history, we have to learn from our history. Talleyrand, who was in almost every French government, almost from the Directorate through Napoleon, through the Bourbons, etc., once made a comment about the Bourbons. They remembered everything and learned nothing. And the Torah wants us to not only remember everything, but to learn from everything, to figure out why all these things happened. That one of the interesting things that goes through the Torah is we're constantly reminded that God took us out of Egypt. Why do I have to remember that detail? It was not one of our glorious times. Or that in the Tanakh, when David, there's a midrash that David went to Hashem and said, that whole incident with Bathsheba, can we just sort of sweep it under the rug? I don't want people to know about that. It's not my best time. And what does God reply? David, that's going to be front and center. Everybody will remember that one. In other words, and what made David great was not that he never committed a sin. David committed sins. We all do. There's a Gemara that says that all but four of people mentioned in the Tanakh committed sins. And David is not on that list. The four, by the way, were Benjamin, the brother of Joseph, Amram, the father of Moshe, Yishai, the father of David, and Cheleb, the son of David. What we notice about all four of these is they didn't do anything. David, Moshe, Joseph, they did a lot. They did things. The point is that but they all learned from their mistakes. They made themselves better morally, spiritually, and as men, as leaders, not because they didn't make mistakes, they did, but because they learned from their mistakes. And that's what the Parsha is coming to teach us. You're going to make mistakes. That's going to happen, whether we like it or not. But the important thing is, do we learn from those mistakes and improve our midot? Something to think about.